to my series on items that I love in and around my home. Good purchases, things that I would buy again and recommend to a friend. Today I will be reviewing my KitchenAid Stand Mixer. Let's get into it. I used to not want a stand mixer. In fact, I took pride in the fact that I kneaded my bread by hand. I felt like it connected me to the past, gave me more control over the dough, and it just felt like a slower and more intentional way of living. I was making something with my hands and that felt good. And then for the rest of the things like whipping up heavy cream, I felt like my hand mixer did just fine. And then I got pregnant and I lost all of my energy. All of it, and core strength. So out of pure exhaustion, I caved and I tried the stand mixer. And I was immediately in love. In fact, my first impression was, why didn't I start using this sooner? Especially when it came to tougher doughs like bagel dough. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, game changer. So our KitchenAid was actually gifted to us by my husband's parents. They decided to buy a bigger one for their kitchen, so they had an extra one, and they thought to themselves, Abby's always frolicking around the kitchen baking something, why not offer it to her? And I'm so glad they did. It saves me so much time and effort, especially on big batches. You see, now more than ever, due to me being a relatively new mom, I truly need to make every minute count, because whether my baby is either napping or happily playing on the floor next to me, it's always only a matter of time before she's not. So to make the most of my time, I try to double as many recipes as possible, as long as it makes sense. If I'm making sourdough loaves, I'll make 2 and freeze 1. If I'm making bagels, I'll double the recipe and freeze half. Same thing goes for a soup. I've even done it with casseroles. It's really convenient and it helps out a lot to just save time and make life a little bit easier, and also prevent us from buying a lot of fast food. But with doubling, especially with bread products, there comes bigger hunks of dough. And that's where this thing is great. Kneading 16 bagels at one time is hard. You really have to put your back into it. But the KitchenAid Stand Mixer is so powerful, it just takes all the work out for you. And I don't know if I have to throw this in there for anyone, but it absolutely blows the hand mixer out of the water, obviously. It makes the hand mixer look like a plastic Fisher-Price toy from the discount section of Walmart. The KitchenAid mixes things with ease that would literally kill the handheld motor in a matter of minutes. Another thing I love about it is that it frees up your hands so that you can multitask. Instead of standing there for 10 minutes trying to whip some cream, you just dump the ingredients in, start the mixer, walk away, and literally do anything else. I also really love all the different attachments that it comes with. We have a dough hook, a paddle, and a whisker. And then there are so many more options that you can buy if you want to. It's kind of like extension packs for The Sims 2. Like, choose what you want and then upgrade. They have a pasta maker. How freaking cool is that? Have you ever tried to make pasta by hand? I have. It was not pretty. It was not pretty. They have a juicer, like what the heck? Meat grinders, cheese graters, lettuce shredders, slicers, dicers, ice cream makers. The list goes on. I feel like the thing that makes these add-ons so cool is that they're typically smaller than buying a whole nother device that does the same thing. So it's great for saving space. Instead of having a bunch of full-size kitchen appliances, you can have several smaller versions that go with your KitchenAid and don't take up every square inch of your cupboards. Life hack, if you ask me. So the mixer itself is built with die-cast metal, so it feels solid, like a tank, but for baked goods. To paint you a picture of how sturdy it actually is, when I first gave birth, I was trying to make something, I think it might have been bagels. And long story short, the mixer fell off the counter. And it was fine. The mixer was fine. My bagels were fine. Everything was fine. Not my proudest moment, but this thing is solid. It also comes in a ton of different colors. If it had been up to me, I may have chosen pink or matte black. I have 2 moods, although the white does go weirdly well with my kitchen, so who knows. It also comes with 10 different speed settings, so you really have a lot of control over, the power output. The bowl fits in just by rotating it in, the attachments clip in, and then when you close the stand mixer, you can lock it into place. This is especially convenient for when you are transporting it from one counter to another. It's not just for baked goods either. Even with just the attachments that I have, you can do things like shred meat, make whipped cream, mash potatoes, etc., all without any special attachments. And it's easy to clean, which I love. It's just the bowl and the attachments. I don't know if you guys have ever come across one of those food processors that has a million different parts and takes about a million years to clean after each use. I have. This is not like that, which I appreciate. Again, new mom, not a lot of time to be scrubbing. All this to say, you don't have to get a stand mixer. You can definitely live without one. You can bake without one. You can knead bread without one. It is not completely necessary. But if you do get one, you may find yourself wondering why you waited so long. At least that's how I felt. In my opinion, it's incredible. It's a great modern invention. It has become a staple for me in my kitchen and I really love it. And if she ever died on me, I'd buy a new one, probably in matte black or pink, depending on my mood. Now, if you like extremely capable stand mixers, you must also like extremely clean reverse osmosis water, free of 84 toxic chemicals. I know I do. That's why you should watch my last video where I review my AquaTrue reverse osmosis water filter right here next. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of my series on items I love in and around my home. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next one.